Hi, this is Tim Hinton from marchingartseducation.com. I had a great conversation with Matt and Tiffany Fisher, who teach at Bartlett High School in Bartlett, Texas. This is a 1A school, and they talk about their special challenges there and how they worked hard to build a community with their school. Here are some excerpts from that conversation. So you said you had a lot of success with your community off the field, off the court. I thought that was really interesting. Like, tell me what you meant by that.
We are a 1A school, so that means our student population is less than 104 students for grades 9 through 12. So for a school that participates actively in football, volleyball, basketball, both girls and boys, baseball, softball, does a girls and boys track, and does girls and boys cross country, we usually use a lot of the same students. So when we go outside of the realm of sports, when we go away from the field, away from the diamond, away from the court, we in fine arts are using the same kids as the athletics are. So our kids are really spread very thin. A great example is when we were having band camp back in August, we had kids that were going to cross country practice in the morning, and then they were going and they were doing volleyball practice, and then they'd have a break, and then they'd go and they would do more volleyball practice. Or we had kids that were going and doing football 2-a-days, and then we were having band from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. 5 nights a week.
Tiffany,
Yeah.
give me an example of something that you guys did to try to build that sense of family within your students.
We did some stuff afterwards. Like, we decided to do a night where we brought out snow cone stand. So that we came and we fed the kids that. We also did stuff with, actually, our principal and superintendent came and cooked our students burgers at the very end of camp. And that went over really big. And so they actually watched them and they fed them, came and talked to them. Actually, we had them, go through a bunch of different drills that our kids do, and they got to watch it and then actually participate in it. And that made a really big deal to our kids.
It's very smart.
And something that was actually her idea from a previous school that I worked at was on Friday nights, especially at home games, which only had 3, but even some of our away games, we were able to squeeze this in. We had band family dinner where we would bring in, now we always provide it. I pride myself on feeding my kids very well, especially, I am not ashamed to say this. Some of our kids do not eat well at home. I mean, the parents do their best. They do.
Sure.
Several of our families
in a lot of communities, especially smaller towns like that. So you're making sure and watching out for those kids, you're saying.
Yes. I mean, we had some alumni that donated snacks and sports drinks and stuff throughout the season. So we were actually able to offer and I tried to offer to my younger kids as well, but mainly to my high school kids, because we were going outside a lot, especially during class. So we had a snack closet to where if they needed something, they could come down, they could get a bottle of water, they could get a Powerade, they could get, a soda if they needed some extra sugar or something like that. But yeah, on Friday nights, we would sit down as a band family.
We've reached out to the community itself. Like, we've asked them for things like, we asked them, can you donate water to us? Because of COVID, we weren't able to do, the water jugs like you normally do. Well, it costs a lot of money to get all of the kids, with water and water bottles. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we were like, we'll figure it out. We'll pay for it out of our pocket if we have to. But we reached out and our community was like, yeah, we'd love to. We'd love to do that for y'all. And then we purposely started going out, like trying to do the little things in the community that, we're able to. And so then they were starting to see, oh, the band sounds different. The kids.
Give me an example. What do you mean when you say you went out to the community to do some small things? Give me an example.
So some of the things, like, we have a parade here. And so we were able to go out and actually do this parade, and it's really small. It doesn't go very far. But the band hadn't done it in a little bit, from what we were being told. And it hadn't gone very well the last time that it happened. So we would do things like that. We were looking at doing some drives for here at the school that we were helping with some of the other groups that do things. And so Our kids get out more, and then we would show up, and we were doing that too.
You can hear the entire hour-long conversation I had with Matt and Tiffany at the Marching Roundtable podcast. Just go to marchingroundtable.com and you'll find the conversation there. Thanks to Matt and Tiffany for speaking with me.